Hey up everybody, Beddy's back yet again. Right, today, it's Sunday today, so I'm going to do a nice slow cooker roast beef. So I'll show you the ingredients and we'll get cracking. Right, so there we go. This obviously is the brisket. We went to the Granger Market yesterday, a little wander around town, and we've got this rolled brisket here from one of the butchers in the Granger Market. And it's got the fat cap there, which obviously you can use for something else. But that is the brisket. That's it, more than enough for me and Mand. So that is that. You need 2 onions, which are just going to be halved. You're going to need 6 carrots. I've got some celery that needs using up, so I'm just going to chop that up and bang that in there as well. You're going to need some olive oil. 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil there. 4 tablespoons of corn flour, which is in the tub. A tablespoon of mixed herbs. I've got the Italian ones because we've had them for a long time. The tub, it's a big tub. So obviously I'm not going to go out and buy more mixed herbs. You're going to need a teaspoon of English mustard powder, a tablespoon of tomato puree, a tablespoon of Worcester sauce, a tablespoon of yeast extract, which is there in the tub there, in the jar. You're going to need, this is optional, but 200 mils of red wine. If not, you can just add an extra 200 mils of stock, but I'm going to put that in there because we've got a bottle there that was given as a gift. And then you want 200 mils of stock, which is just, stock beef cube, So the 200 mils of red wine, which I said. So that's the extra 200 mils of stock. Otherwise, if you're not using that, I've repeated myself there. So that's 1 stock cube into a litre of boiling water there. Some salt and pepper. And I'm going to serve that with some mashed potatoes and some broccoli to serve. So that is your ingredients. There's a fair few, but anyway, it's all going to be done in the slow cooker. Well, most of it anyway. Right, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is sear this brisket off. I've had that on a medium heat, and I've oiled and seasoned my brisket, which is here. So basically all we're going to do is just bang this in and sear it off on all sides until it's got a bit of colour to it, basically. So I'll come back in a second when we've finished this bit. Right, apologies, as you can see it's smoking away there, so I've had to put the extractor fan on. But you're just looking, I'm getting there now, it's getting nicely sealed on all the edges, including the ends, like so. I'm just going to give this maybe another minute or so, and then that will be put into the slow cooker. So I'll come back in a second, and once it's put in there. It's nearly done this now. Right, so the brisket is now into the slow cooker. So all we're going to do now is put our onions in round the side. Like so. I've cut the bigger ones into quarters and the smaller one into just a half. So there we go. Next to go in is our carrots, which I've just chopped up, chunked up quite roughly, like so. Then our celery, which is an extra addition again, it's just chunked up roughly. Oh, to the side. Right. So, what are we doing now? Okay, so what I've done is in a jug I've put half of the corn flour, which is 2 tablespoons, the mixed herbs, the mustard powder into a measuring jug, like so. I've used a fork to mash in the tomato puree, which was a tablespoon. and then you put in your Worcester sauce and your yeast extract. So the next thing to do is to just pour the wine into here, which I'll just do now, hold on, gradually, and make a paste. I'm just going to put a little bit of this red wine in at a time. I'm just going to keep mixing that till it makes like a thick paste, a slurry, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Like I say, if you don't want to use the red wine, we just happen to have some that needed using up. We're not really red wine drinkers, to be fair, so we do use it if this was a gift. So we just tend to use it for cooking purposes, and that's it. I have a little taste. It didn't taste too bad, to be fair. Well, it's only dinner time on a Sunday, so you know you don't want to go too mad. So anyway, I'm just going to keep adding this, mixing it up. So that's like a slurry, sort of, and then that's the last bit of the wine in there. Give it a mix. So there's all the mixed herbs and everything in there. There we go. So obviously this is now just going to get poured over our veg and the brisket. There's a little bit stuck in the bottom there, which I will extract. And then there's our litre of stock to go in. That's going straight in here as well. Hopefully this should just about cover it, more or less. Yep. Perfect. I mean, I can turn that brisket on its side, to be fair. Where's my tongs? My tongs. Ying tongs. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to put that on its side so it's more or less submerged. So that is the whole mixture ready to be turned on and cooked. Now, the recipe that I'm using did say cook it low and slow for 9 hours, in which case I would have probably started it last night, but I'm going to do it on high for about 4 hours just to cook the beef. So the job's done basically now. Stick the lid on and away we go. Right, so slow cook, and we're going to have that on for 4 hours, and we'll see how we go from there. 4 hours, slow cook on high. Oh, why has it gone to 3 hours 15? There we go, 4 hours. Press play. Away we go. So we'll see you in 4 hours. Well, a nanosecond for use. Right, I'm back. I've been watching the football, so this has had an extra hour. So this is now ready. Let's have a quick look. There we go. Bit of steam coming off. Right. I'll just get you in a little bit closer so you can see. Hold on. There we go. Right, so all the veggies are obviously done. The meat's there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the meat and the vegetables, and then we're going to thicken up the gravy. I've already done my mash. I've got the broccoli warmed up and the mash warmed up, all ready to go. So it's a matter of just thickening the gravy up, pulling apart the beef, and then you can use the veggies on the side, and we'll serve up. So I'll do that now. Okay, so now we're going to thicken the gravy up. There's 2 tablespoons of corn flour in there, and I'm going to get some of the gravy. I've strained all the vegetables out and the meat, and that's covered up. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this gravy to this corn flour. Like so. And we're going to make a bit of a slurry out of that. just like so. And now I'll move the camera over and we'll add this back to the gravy to thicken it up. Right, so I've got the gravy on saute. If you could empty and do it in a pan, do it on the stove top, but I'm going to do it this way since I've got the slow cooker here. So all I'm going to do now is just add this slurry in. And that should, once I start stirring it, start to thicken this gravy up. So I'm going to keep moving that around until it starts to thicken up. Should take a couple of minutes. So while the gravy's thickening up, that's nearly done. I've put the beef, the brisket, and all the vegetables around there. If you want to discard the onions and whatnot, you can do. But I actually quite like the onions. Man's not over keen. So all I'm going to do is chop this up. I've got my mash ready, got my broccoli ready. I'm going to plate up and we'll have a taste. Right, so I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to cut this beef up. I've removed the string. I'm just going to show you this beef. It's slow cooked, so it's lovely and soft. I mean, look at that. Just cut straight through. You could probably cut that open with a spoon, to be fair. There we go. So that's the beef done. Right, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to plate up. Right, so there you have it. That is my slow cooker beef served with mashed potato, vegetables, broccoli. The vegetables that it's cooked with, the broccoli, and I'm just going to get some horseradish sauce. 1 second, because I love beef with horseradish and I just nearly forgot about that. So I am going to have a little bit of horseradish on there. When I say a little bit, I mean quite a bit, because I love the stuff. I love that fieriness. Right, you know what time it is. It's Triple T time. Let's dig in. We were just saying to Man the other day, have I done a Sunday dinner on my channel? And I had a quick look, and I have done one when I very first started, I think it was. But I just fancied some beef. I know beef can be expensive, and that wasn't the cheapest because we went to the butcher's to get it, but it's going to be worth it. So anyway, enough waffling. I'm going to dig in. I'm going to start with the star of the show, which is obviously the brisket, with a little bit of the horseradish on it. Well, that's good. Obviously, if you like your beef rare, slow cooking it is not the way to go. But sometimes I like it because it's nice and soft. And that brisket is definitely worth the money. There is a definite, you can sort of like feel the quality of it. Delicious. Try one of the carrots. Obviously they're going to be cooked because they've had that long in there. Some of the mash. I'm not a great potato lover, but I do like mash with dishes like this where there's gravy. Lovely and soft, comforting. And all the hard work's done for you in the slow cooker. Soft onions, soft carrots, and a nice bit of broccoli. And the horseradish sauce is the bonus on top. So good. Comforting on a wet, horrible Sunday. You can't whack it, to be fair. So if you like the look of that, give it a go. It's pretty easy. Like I said, the slow cooker does the work for you. You can just sit all day and relax and let it cook away. Apart from doing your veggies and whatnot, which doesn't take a great deal of work. So if you, like I said, if you like the look of it, please give it a thumbs up, a hype if you want to. Please keep all your comments coming and all your lovely recipe ideas. We're really grateful for all your support, but from both of us. So I'm going to leave that there now, finish this off, and it'll be an early night for me because I'm up early in the morning. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.